What's better today, Agent? I'm John Michael, the Kingdom Formation Architect. What you are about to hear is a deep dive into the Kingdom OS Manifesto, the intelligence dossier that names exactly why you are exhausted and what to do about it. Stand by. Transmission begins now.
You stayed late, absorbed the pressure, and delivered when everyone else drifted. You did everything right. Yet here you are at 2 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, exhausted in a way that sleep does not fix. Successful by every measurable standard, and completely hollow. Most people assume they are the problem when they hit this wall. They think they've malfunctioned. In reality, the Empire OS is functioning exactly as designed. It is producing precisely what it was engineered to produce, a version of you that is maximally useful to the corporate megalopolis. You aren't the problem. You are just running the wrong operating system. The system operates by replacing your internal fire, your innate drive and specific calling, with borrowed fuel. It swaps your purposeful motivation for external rewards, tokens of money, status, and power. Borrowed fuel creates heat and movement for a while. It sustains an impressive performance. But when the status stops satisfying and the power fails to produce security, you are left empty. You're starving in the middle of a successful career because borrowed fuel cannot sustain a human soul. For an operating system to overwrite your internal drive, it needs a backdoor. It has to bypass your natural defenses and install its code at the root level. The Empire OS identifies 2 foundational vulnerabilities in the human hardware. These are whispers delivered early in life and believed completely. The lie of being not enough and the lie of being not loved. The megalopolis monetizes the not enough wound, selling the next promotion as the cure. But the void is bottomless. It simultaneously exploits the not loved wound. An adult running childhood survival strategies frantically inputs approval ratings to secure a conditional sense of belonging. That executive grinding at midnight is running a childhood survival strategy in an adult context. The performance addiction looks like ambition. It behaves like fear. Every operating system runs on hardware. Before the Empire OS began its installation, there was an original design. The architect of this design defined you as an image bearer, a person credited with full value and worth before you produced a single deliverable. To separate an agent from this starting condition, the system uses a specific mechanic: misdirected attention. Original formation placed the tree of life, freely given sustenance, directly in the center of focus. The Empire OS works by shifting your attention. It pushes this source to the periphery, moving a demanding system of acquired status into the functional center. This shift tricks agents into working themselves to the bone to earn the identity they were already handed at creation. It is the pursuit of a status you already carry. Escaping this cycle requires a system-wide reset. You cannot optimize your way out of corrupted code. You have to point your attention back toward the original design. The Kingdom OS is the reinstall. It is powered by a legal reconciliation that permanently overturns the not enough verdict. It restores your relationship with the architect, moving you from hired staff to a son or daughter with a full inheritance. But the Empire maintains its hold by telling you that personal formation only happens in your private time, at retreats or weekend services. It wants you to believe that Monday to Friday is neutral ground. Your formation engine proved otherwise. It runs constantly. The stories you believe, your daily commute, and the emails you answer at 11 p.m. are all inputs. They compile block by block, building the structural wireframe of who you are becoming. To take control of this engine, you execute the HOW protocol. Heal, one thing, walk. Heal the wounds distorting your perception of the architect. Receive the one thing directed for today. Then walk. Walking means stress testing this new code under the actual friction of the marketplace. You take the new truth into the boardroom and see if it holds. Formation is inevitable. By using the HOW protocol, you choose who holds the shovel and what stories get written into your soul. This framework faces its greatest test during a high-pressure meeting, when your threat detection fires and your brain goes into autopilot. How do you access a new OS mid-panic? You deploy PCPCR. pause, cause, pray, choose, review. This is your field interrupt maneuver. It begins with the pause. You cannot make a Kingdom OS choice while your prefrontal cortex is offline. You take one deliberate breath. This creates a half-second gap that interrupts the automated reaction and prevents the Empire from grabbing the controls. Within that gap, you reclaim your agency. You remind yourself you are at cause. You pray to reconnect to the source. Then you choose a deliberate response. The entire architecture of the Kingdom OS lives or dies in the space created by that single breath. The Kingdom OS is deployed directly into the marketplace. Your Monday morning meeting and the 11 p.m. email chain are the primary field of operation. Inside this field, you use the ICU protocol. You view every person, even a toxic boss, as an image bearer. You lead with compassion and seek understanding. Viewing a colleague through the ICU lens reveals the survival strategies they are using to cope with the same not enough whispers. Pity becomes the rational response to someone trapped in a cycle of extraction. When you operate with this lens, you stop performing and start producing fruitfulness. Your fire and your specific field converge to create a harvest that actually feeds the people around you. You are not your performance review or your title. You are a fully equipped agent of a different kingdom, operating from within the Empire and ready to thrive.
This is John Michael, the KFA. If what you just heard landed, the next step is the refit protocols. 6 episodes, free, built for the agent who is done running on borrowed fuel. Report to refit. What's better today? Your clearance is waiting. What's better today? More than yesterday. KFA out.